Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing just a quick, easy, everyday look. We're going to get it done quick because it is 7 a.m. and the kids are asleep, and hopefully they will stay asleep. Alright, so to start my makeup routine, I like to use a primer because it helps your makeup just kind of lay a little better and help. I'm rough on my skin. I'm surprised it's not a brown paper bag by now. For my face primer, I like to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Matte Primer. And it feels really nice, and it goes in without making you feel dry, and just makes your skin doesn't feel like it's going to be drawn up and tight. God, it is really bright over here. I can't even see. I can't even open my eyes. I look stoned. I like to use a foundation that's going to stay all day because, like I said, this is my everyday look. So we've got our primer on. The foundation I start with, I use the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation, but I am currently out, so I'm using my little sample tube that they gave me. But anyway, I'm using shade 3-in-1 Ivory Beige. That is my tan color because I got some sun, some fake sun. Good news. It's Sonia from Target, but this is the flat tip foundation brush, and I just dip it and smear it. This is so soft. Oh my God. Cover up the 7 a.m. Oh, yes, I look more alive already. This sun will get out of my eyes. Shit, I got this shit all over my hand. The next step is going to be the concealer. Two types of concealers I use. One I use as an eyeshadow base, and the other one I just use as my under eye circles, because usually my under eye circles are really not that bad. This is the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer, and I just use the luminous one. Done. You gotta be careful with concealer and setting powder and baking and all that good stuff when you have more mature skin, because it don't work. Just a lot more skin issues under your under eye than y'all younger gals have. So I just pat it out with my Real Technique sponge. I do go back in and bake just a little bit. So I take my, okay, he's quiet for right now, but we're prepared in case he wakes back up. Out of everything in my makeup to wear off first, it's always my under eye, because I'm constantly touching it, rubbing my eyes. So I always set that just to make sure that it stays well. And I need to keep my hands off my face. And I promise this does not take that long, because I usually don't talk when I'm getting ready. Okay, so my setting powder I'm using, the Estee Lauder Re-Nutriv Intense Smoothing Powder. It's made specifically for mature skin, so it's not going to settle into your lines and creases. So it goes on so smooth, and it's so soft and fluffy, and it just overall just feels really, really good. So next we do our eyebrows, and I have come a long way. Let's just say that I have come a long way with eyebrows. So I go the easy route. I find this at Walmart in the false eyelash aisle. It's a marker. But yeah, it's like, it mimics your hairs, but you just draw it on like a marker. I usually just do this as my base, and then I go to really just kind of feather in to make my eyebrows look thicker, and then I go back in with a pencil. And just start with like little feathery strokes on the outer corner. I don't know if there's a right way or a wrong way, but this is my way. So this is the way it works for me.
What? I want to cook you something.
You gonna cook me something?
Yeah.
I really like this pen. Because it just kind of feathers in. Okay, so that's being done. And as you can see, it just gives you just this real pretty natural full brow effect without looking like it's too fake and too penciled in. And I really, really like it. You can leave it like this for a natural look, or if you want to go in and shape it with another pencil, you can. NYX Precision Brow Pencil. This is really cool packaging. Look at that. It's sleek. And just kind of fill in and shape it.
I named my kitchen Kitschy.
You named your kitchen Kitschy?
Mm-hmm.
That's very kitschy, Megan. Okay, so next I do my eyeshadow. It's the Double Wear Waterproof All Day Extreme Wear Concealer. And I use shade 2C Medium. This is like the shade I use all the time, no matter what multitask.
I have my sunglasses.
I wish you had a muzzle. So I just take my finger and I just kind of do just a universal type thing, and I bring it down on my lid. So that being done, comes the really easy part. I do like to contour, but just a little bit. I don't need a whole lot. And I use the Eco Tools multitasking powder brush. You see it's kind of an angle, and that's my contour. And all I do is I take my bronzer, because this is my bronzer I use all over anyway, the NYX matte bronzer in shade medium, and then I just take my angled brush like that, and I just draw my line. Alright, there's my contour. So this is the NYX Professional Highlight and Contour Palette. You can use this to do the contour bacon, and I use this for my eyeshadow too, just because it's like one less step. The only reason I did not use that today is because I'm tan, and these colors don't work for me when I'm tan. These are too cool, so they come off being ashy for a contour, and these are not dark enough, so I use the matte. Now in the wintertime when I'm pale, I can use these. So what we're going to do is we're going to set our concealer with the light shade, and just going to, and I don't have time for neatness, so it's a little sloppy. Now go in with this lighter shade right here, and this is going to be your transition shade. And I use a magnifying mirror because I am blind without my glasses. And the brush I'm using, I don't know what it is. It's some random brush that I got in an eyeshadow palette I got at Marshall's. But this has been the most amazing fluffy crease brush I have ever bought. So that's in the crease, and while we've got the brush in our hand, we take this flat end, which is probably more toward concealer. And then we're going to go into with this shade, and we're going to highlight your brow while we're already got the brush out. We're just going to highlight that.
Bravo!
So that being said, now we're also going to take, this is a crease and smudge brush from Royal and Langrel. I have no idea. It's a little white brush. It's dual ended. This is my crease brush. This is my smudge brush. So we're going to take the crease brush, and we're going to dip it in this darker color, and we're just going to work this on the outer corner.
When are you going to be done?
When I'm done, Megan. And just kind of work it in circles inward. Megan, please don't fall.
You know it.
And just kind of work it in. Oh, I'm blocking, sorry. Alright, so that gives me a little bit of depth. And then we're going to take the smudge brush, and we're going to go back in, because we don't have time for eyeliner. We're going to go back in, and we're going to smudge this on the bottom lash line. And then you're going to do it again with that darker shade again, and you're just going to tap it in and just go along your bottom line again. Okay, so that's done. So you're done with that. Now you need to have some type of a highlight shade. I am a huge fan of the Juvia's Place palettes. They're very, very inexpensive. You get a lot of eyeshadow for your money, and it's extremely, extremely high quality, high pigmented eyeshadow. I can't decide between the Saharan 2 or the Nubian 2 because they both have really pretty gold summer colors in it. Which one you want me to do? You like that one? So she picked this one, so we'll do this one. And see how pretty those are? Oh my goodness. And they look just amazing. As I mean, they're just unbelievable. This is the Sonia Kashuk. This one is the small eyeshadow brush.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. I don't know why I'm laughing so loud.
I don't either. And we're going to go in with this really pretty peachy shade. And we're just going to kind of press it in right here in the inner corner. just to kind of give me a little bit of shimmer for the day. Okay, so my whole eye look is done aside from mascara. I don't do eyeliner unless it's just I have a little extra time, which 9 times out of 10 I don't.
Almost done.
I'm almost done. So we're gonna go in and set our powder. The only time I use loose powder is when I set my under eye, because I get that crap all over my bathroom. So I use a compact for my setting powder, and I use a flat top brush from e.l.f. and it does a really, really good job of putting it on, and it stays on really well. And I'm going to use the Estee Lauder. It's the Double Wear Stay in Place Powder Foundation, and it's the 3-in-1 Ivory Beige. It's the same color as my foundation. And I just take this and just kind of go in circles. Yes, you did. Can you be quiet? Oh, he's really awake. And just kind of brush off your setting powder that you did. Buff out your contour, because that's done. Bless you, babe.
Thank you.
Need a tissue?
Yeah.
So then we're going to bronze up a little bit, which is pretty easy. Then you take this is my Eco Tools. This is my defining brush.
Oh, now he's really awake.
Yes, now he's really awake. And a lot of these brushes you actually can get in a set. And we're just kind of putting our bronzer on as if we were contouring, because that just cuts some time out. Now, do not contour my nose because I don't want to look ridiculous. So I take the same brush, dip it in, and I just kind of, and there, I'm contour. That's me contouring my nose. Done. Next we do the blush, and I'm going to use, I'm using all these because I just got them and I really want to try them. This is the Sonia Kashuk. I'm going to look up how to pronounce that. This is the contour brush, but I use this for...
you have so much brushes.
I do. And this is going to be my blush brush. And I'm using the Milani Baked Blush Rose Dior.
And I got tan on me one time.
Yeah, you got tan on me one time. And we're just going to take this.
I said I got tan on me.
Yes, you got tan on you. Off of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we're going to go in. Now this is a highlight. You can do this as a blush if you're more fair skin, but I use this.
That's really pretty.
This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Baked Blush. This is from their Flights of Fantasy collection that just came out, and I'm using the Hummingbird Hype. It's a real pretty blush if you're fair skin, but where I've got a tan, I use it as a highlight. And it just kind of goes over my blush. Done.
I think I have something in my hair, because it's like really curly.
Okay, so next we're going to do our eyelashes. I use an eyelash primer. I use the Lancome Cils Booster XL eyelash primer. It's like 25 bucks, but I've been using this for like 2.5 years religiously. But I'm using the travel size because I had to open one. I don't want to open my new one yet. And you just put this on like regular mascara. And I just kind of pull my lashes out with it. So for mascara, I use a ton of different mascaras. I buy mascaras like I buy eyeshadow. It's ridiculous the amount that I buy and use. So today I'm going to use some mascaras that I had talked about in my previous video. So I'm going to use one coat with one and one coat with another, and to get the effect that I want. The first one I'm going to use is the Lash Princess Lash Effect Mascara, the green one. This one is really good. It's going to pull my length out and separate them and just define them as far as lengthwise. This one is the Sculpting Volume Mascara. This one is the one that has the curved brush. Cliche.
I got a different cup that I really missed.
And this is going to give us volume and lift them up a little bit.
I got a cup I really missed. Here's the top.
Look at that. Ooh, pretty.
Does it spill when I have this off?
Well, then you don't have it on right, honey. Go get you another cup. Jesus Christ. Okay, so for my lip look, I use 3 products. I use a lip moisturizer, a lip liner, and 9 times out of 10 I usually use a lip gloss. And if it's an everyday look, I usually go for like a nude, pretty nude color. So start with the lip balm because my lips are really dry from talking way too much. So then for my lip liner, I'm going to take the Estee Lauder Double Wear lip liner in nude. No matter what lip color I use, I just use this every day because it's such a pretty natural nude color. It goes with everything. It does not matter what shade I wear. And what I like to do is I like to have a fuller lip, but I don't like to overline because I feel like I look like a drunk prostitute. Align my Cupid's bow. And I don't do my whole lip. I just do my Cupid's bow, and then I just do the middle of my bottom lip. And then I take just a real pretty lip gloss most of the time. This is the Color Icon Flights of Fantasy lip gloss in the color Featherless. This is a real pretty beigey nude color. I'm not seeing. Oh, can't see me. Alright.
Excuse me.
Alright, so this is my total look that I use every day. It's pretty easy. It's pretty simple. It's a lot easier when kids are not talking to you, but this is what I do use every day. If you'd like to see more videos or more looks from me, just comment, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I appreciate you watching.